Right now, as you watch this, you are not seeing the world as it actually is. You are seeing your brain's best guess about it. And what neuroscientists call predictive processing tells us those two things are very different. The assumption that your senses give you reality, clean and faithful and direct, is one of the most convincing lies your brain tells you. And the science that dismantles it is some of the most unsettling research in modern neuroscience. From the moment you were born, your brain has been building a model of the world. Not recording it, but actively modeling it. And that difference changes everything about how you think you experience reality. A recording captures what's there. A model predicts what should be there. Your brain is always doing the second thing, generating a continuous picture of the world before your senses even finish reporting in. Neuroscientist Anil Seth at the University of Sussex calls it a controlled hallucination. The word sounds extreme, but his point is precise. Everything you consciously experience is constructed from the inside out. Your senses don't deliver reality to your brain. They send correction signals to a model that is already running. Think about walking into a room you know well. You don't scan every corner or verify every object. You just know where everything is. That's not observation. That's prediction. Your brain filled in the room before your eyes had time to confirm it. And most of the time, the prediction is close enough that you never notice the difference. But here is where it gets uncomfortable. When the model is wrong, your brain often doesn't update it. It edits reality instead. In 1997, psychologists Daniel Simons and Daniel Levin ran what became one of the most famous experiments in cognitive science. A researcher approached strangers on a university campus and asked them for directions. Mid-conversation, two people carrying a large wooden door walked between them. In the few seconds of obstruction, the original researcher slipped behind the door and was replaced by a completely different person. Nearly half the participants never noticed. They just kept giving directions to someone they had never spoken to before. This is called change blindness, and what it reveals is genuinely disturbing. You are not monitoring the world around you. You are confirming your predictions about it. When the person reappeared from behind the door, your brain's model said same person, conversation continuing, and so that is exactly what you saw. The famous gorilla experiment makes the same point. Participants watched a video of people passing a basketball, focused on counting passes. A person in a gorilla suit walked straight through the scene for 9 full seconds, and roughly half the observers never saw it. Not because they lacked intelligence, but because their brain's model had a task, and a gorilla wasn't part of the prediction. Your visual system processes around 10 million bits of information per second, while your conscious mind handles roughly 40. The brain is deciding what you see before you see it, and what it decides is shaped almost entirely by what it already expects. In neuroscience, this framework has a name: predictive processing, and it represents one of the most significant shifts in how scientists understand what the brain actually does. The old model was simple. Senses collect data, data flows inward, brain constructs experience, a pipeline from the world into your head. Predictive processing inverts this completely. The brain is constantly generating top-down predictions, cascades of expectation flowing downward through your neural hierarchy. Your senses don't feed raw data into an empty system. They send prediction error signals upward, flagging only where the model got it wrong. Karl Friston, one of the most cited neuroscientists alive, describes the brain as a system designed to minimize surprise, not to maximize accuracy, and not to capture truth, but to close the gap between what it predicted and what actually arrived. And here's what that means in practice. Surprise is something the brain treats as a problem to be solved rather than information to be welcomed. This is why optical illusions are so hard to override. You can know intellectually that two lines are the same length, and your brain will still insist they're different because the prediction is already baked in and it doesn't want to let go. This is why you can read a sentence with a word replaced by the wrong word and often not catch it, because your brain predicted the correct word and told you that is what you read. And this is why, in Anil Seth's research, people can hear meaningless noise, and then after being given a sentence to expect, suddenly hear it perfectly. The prediction physically rewrites the perception in real time. The implication is genuinely strange. Most of what you experience at any given moment is not coming from the world outside. It is coming from your brain's model of the world. Reality is the correction. The model is the experience. If this is the kind of thinking you want more of, make sure you're subscribed. There's a lot more coming. Here is where the science stops being abstract and starts being personal. If the brain's primary job is minimizing surprise rather than finding truth, then being wrong is not an accident. It is a design feature. When incoming data conflicts with the existing prediction, the brain faces a choice: update the model and accept that the world is different from what it expected, or downweight the incoming signal and treat the contradiction as noise. Most of the time, it chooses the second option. Updating a model is expensive, requiring rewrites across an entire neural hierarchy. Downweighting a signal is fast and cheap. This is the neuroscience behind why people can be shown overwhelming evidence and still refuse to change their minds. It is not irrationality, and it is not stubbornness in the way we normally mean that word. It is the brain doing exactly what it was built to do, protecting the model that has kept you functional so far. And then there is the part that cuts the deepest. Your sense of self is also a prediction. You do not experience a stable, continuous identity because you are one. You experience it because your brain runs a model of you, constantly and automatically. The feeling of being yourself, coherent and consistent and the same person who woke up this morning, is the brain's most convincing hallucination. It is not a fact. It is a hypothesis your brain refuses to question. None of this is a reason to distrust your senses or walk through the world in a state of paranoia. You cannot opt out of the prediction engine. It is precisely what allows you to navigate reality at speed. Without it, the world would be an incomprehensible flood of unprocessed sensation, and you would be paralyzed before you took a single step. But understanding the mechanism changes something real. Because the brain does not update its model automatically. It only updates when the prediction error becomes too large to ignore. The question is what you're doing, actively and deliberately, to generate that error. Anil Seth's research points towards something counterintuitive. The people who perceive most accurately are not the ones with the most confidence in their models. They are the ones most willing to be surprised, most open to the jolt of contradiction, most practiced at noticing when reality doesn't match what they expected, and choosing to update rather than dismiss. Epistemic humility is not just a philosophical virtue. It is a neurological strategy. Every time you seek out a perspective that genuinely challenges your model, every time you sit with the discomfort of being wrong, you are doing something your brain is not naturally inclined to do. You are choosing the correction over the comfort of the prediction. You are not a camera. You never were. You are a living hypothesis about the world, constantly tested, rarely updated, and more wrong than you feel. The question is not whether your brain is predicting reality right now. It always is. The question is whether you are willing to let reality correct it. In the next episode, we go one layer further. Because if your brain constructs a model of the physical world, it also builds one of the people in it. You are not perceiving other minds directly, you are predicting them. And when those predictions are wrong, the consequences reach into every relationship you have. You are not seeing people, you are predicting them. Every relationship you have is a prediction that has never been fully tested. And the next episode will make you look at every one of them differently. Subscribe to Kairos. Think sharper, know faster.